Hello, my name is Grace Jeruto, admission number TED 34/19. Welcome to my presentation of Tech 290. In this part, I'm going to divide it into three sections. The first section is factory planning, the next one is industrial health and safety, and lastly, we have technologies for manufacturing system. Let's begin with our first part, that is factory design utilities. These are tools that are built using AutoCAD Inventor and Navisworks software, which are primarily used for designing factories and process analysis. The workflow of factory design utilities includes AutoCAD and its general use, factory utilities, and process analysis. The Autodesk factory design utilities consist of AutoCAD Inventor, Navisworks. AutoCAD is used for 2D spacing planning, while the Inventor is used for 3D layout asset building. Navisworks is also used for engineering review and 2D AutoCAD workflow. The factory utilities are integrated without AutoCAD, and classic AutoCAD commands are incorporated to add factory components. Factory layout design can be done in 1D, 2D, and 3D. In 1D, process analysis, a flowchart regenerate is used to show objects, source, process, buffers, products, and operators. In 2D, auto, the AutoCAD scale and location are shown and factory utility assets placement is done. Open in Inventor supports 2D and 3D assets, and 2D designs can be updated from the Inventor. Let's now go to our second part, that is plant layout, principles of plant layout, and types of plant layout. What is plant layout? Plant layout is the optimum arrangement of facilities including personnel, operating equipment, shortage space, material handling equipment, and all other operating, shortage space, material handling, and any other activity and services along the base design on the base structure to contain all its facilities. We also have the principles of plant layout. The first one is principles of minimum movement. Materials and labor should be moved over minimum distance, saving cost and time of transportation and material handling. The next principle is the principle of space utilization. All available cubic space should be effectively utilized, both horizontal and vertical. Our next principle is the principle of flexibility. Layout should be flexible enough to be adaptable and changes required to be expansion of the technology development. We also have the principle of interdependence. The operations and processes should be located in a close proximity to each of other to minimize the production trouble. We also have the principle of the smooth flow. The layout should be designed as to reduce the bottlenecks and facilitate the interruption of flow of work throughout the plant. We also have the principle of economy. This layout should aim at affecting economy in terms of placement and fixed assets. We also have the principle of supervision. A good layout should facilitate effective supervision of workers. And lastly, we have the principle of satisfaction. A good layout should boost the employees' morale by providing with maximum work satisfaction. You also have the three types of layout, that is process layout, product layout, and fixed position layout. Our next part, we're going to deal with satisfactory guidelines, that is the 15 top tips for factory planning. This factory planning will ensure that all the factory planning facilities obtain the best results using these 15 tips. Firstly, selecting an easy accessible location is an essential, followed by laying out our foundation plan areas, building walls around them. We also have planning out roads and railways is also important. It is also suggested to keep the final product in mind during the planning phase. Also, to manage big factories, it is also advisable to have a smaller compartmentalized, smaller chunks and plants walkways with at least one foundation with remote vehicles can also be utilized for logistics, and central hub can be created for easy access on the eye use of items such as wire, screws, beams, and any other item. Also, building trucks should stop by the entrance for refueling to save on the interior space, while the transporting only the smallest finer items can save the conveyor space also. This also article also advises the planning on how factory section connections directly or via bus is used, using calculators to plan for needed structures. Mega factories require great resource transportation. And lastly, it is recommended to connect an item containers with the transport conveyors for easy moving between the factory. By following these 15 tips, only one can ensure a well-planned and organized factory. Our part 2, we are going to deal with industrial health and safety. Let's begin with industrial to basic health and safety. It is the government legislation to ensure that the workers are safe, and it shall be the duty of any employee to work and take responsible care for the health and safety of himself or other persons. You may be able to be affected on his or the omission of at his or an own work. Areas include the farm safety, workplace safety, personal protective safety, that is PPE, and control of substance. Let's begin with workplace safety. We have work tidy. Keep your working area clean. Getting trained is our second. You will be able to be instrumented on how to use the equipment in order to avoid the accident. Also, be familiar to your working place, that's the task or jobs you needed to carry out. It is essential to know if the fire exits points and fire extinguishers are located, and also read the labels, and lastly do what the sign says. We also have our section, another section, that is slips, trips, and fall. Most slips occur when the wet or a contaminated condition. Trips occur due to the poor housekeeping. Causes of trips and fall: spills of fluids, objects on floors, for example cables, and poor condition ladder. The next part, we are going to deal with introduction to industrial health and safety. What is health? Health is the absence of disease. And what is safety? It is the absence of risk of serious personal injury. The study of health and safety involves the study of many different substances like chemistry, physics, biology, engineering, psychology, and law. This may lead to barriers to good standard of health and safety. We have number one as complexity, conflict demands. We also have behavioral issues that workplaces can be complicated, involving coordination of many people performing in different activities. There are often conflicting demands placed upon people in an organization. Most common of the interest between people need, and they need to do it safely. The reasons of maintaining and promoting good health and safety: number one, we have moral, social, and economic. We also have different hazards that are may cause you to be unhealthy in the factory, that is safety hazard. It encompasses the type of substance, condition, objects, and can injure the person. We also have chemical hazards. We also have biological, physical hazards, economic hazards. Steps to control workplace safety: number one, we have design or reorganize to eliminate hazard, substitute to the hazard with something safer, and then isolate the hazard from the people, and also use the engineering controls. Our last part, we're going to deal with technologies of manufacturing systems. Number one, we have numerical control and computer numerical control. Numerical control system are control machines components by converting program instruction into output signals, which in turn control the machining process to produce workpiece. Computer numerical controls builds an under standard numerical products capabilities by incorporating an integral computer processor to govern the material control. The advantages of CNC over the standard numerical control: number one, the part program can be manually edited born on the computer board. The part program can run for a computer memory. And lastly, we have the work pieces requiring computer multi-axis machining can be produced. And then our last part is the factory with and monitoring DNC. This factory with it helps in determining efficiency and productivity. It also offers the most active connections and connects the CNC's machines to reduce the call installation times. This allows to get the most data either to those machines in order to make calculations, decisions to improve the company. This is the end of my video, and thank you for watching.